this is such a beautiful example to learn from. My name is David JP Phillips and I'm a public speaker and coach. When I found this video, I immediately understood that this has some awesome examples we can all learn from. Have you ever been in a discussion, in a heated situation or an argumentation? And what happened to you was that you were in this discussion and maybe it looked like this. What I don't understand, why did you eat the ice cream? Well, I just wanted to. What's wrong with that? I couldn't see what was wrong with that. I know, but it was Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, but I just got the craving, you know, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. You make me mad. What's up with you? Bugger off. Okay. And as you leave, the strangest thing happened, because 5 or 10 minutes later, as you've left, your brain goes like, I should have said that. Oh my God, why didn't I say that? Oh, I should have said that. Why does that happen to practically every human being on earth? Well, the reason is that when we get into this heated discussion, argumentation, or negotiation, cortisol levels go up, it stresses us and relieves us from any intellectual capacity at all. And that is why it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to come up with the best ideas, because that's when your cortisol goes down. Now, you don't want this to happen. That is why I want to use this video as an example of a brilliant example of how to alleviate that for you in the future, so that you become an awesome person at arguing, discussing, and in negotiations. Let's have a look at this from the 110 steps perspective. Just got to catch that. Have a look at his hands. What he starts with is skill number 35, which is called an amplified posture. In this case, the amplified posture is showing non-threat. He's showing the palms of his hand, an open body language, and it reduces the threat from the police officer toward the man with the knife. And then what he does is this. He goes into a neutral position with his hands. As the man has a knife with him, this neutral position shows that he's no threat, but maybe not a friend either. It's just neutral. It doesn't say anything. He could have gone into this position, but he simply didn't. He knew that he should go into a neutral position. You can see the man behind the blue chair. He's not acting in the same way. He's acting how we instinctively act, and that is we fold our arms in front of our chest when we feel threatened. Policeman knows that that will not benefit the situation, and he goes into a neutral position from the open one he just had. Look at this. This is freaking brilliant. He sits down. He applies skill number 67, which is a vertical movement shift. The reason you do that in public speaking and in situations like this or in argumentations is that you want to move into the same eye height as the person looking at what you're saying or listening at what you're saying. When I want the other person to feel superior, I actually sit down on the floor while they're sitting in a chair, and that gives them the chance to see that I'm owning this situation, and makes them way more relaxed. But have a look at this. It's the way that he sits down. You can sit down in many variations or varying ways. The way he sits down is very relaxed. So he applies an indistinct body language, which is skill number 46. He's flapping around with his arms, kind of like, hello buddy, how are you? The opposite is a distinct gesture, or distinct body language, where you go like this. You do that to build authority and credibility in public speaking. In this case, that is the opposite of what he wants to do, and he launches into that relaxed body language in a beautiful way. So already like 9 seconds in, he's actually used about 7 skills. I've only picked out 3 for you so far. This is key. He's using functional gestures. In a situation like this, the man with the knife is scared for his life. I don't know, because he's going to take his life. He doesn't know what's happening. And what is super important there is that his brain has more or less just locked down. It's not working. So whatever the officer is saying is not coming through as well as if he's using the functional gestures. So he's probably saying something like, come give me the knife. Come, you're all right. You're in a friendly place. Come. But if he's not using gestures, it doesn't make as much sense. The other person's brain is so instinctively wired at the moment that it's almost only understanding functional gestures. So when you're in a situation like this or in public speaking, use functional gestures to increase the clarity of what you're saying. Now look at what happens here. It says eventually the man relaxes and offers the Sergeant Mali the knife. Look at this. He's staying in his comfort zone. He's asking the man with a knife to walk into his comfort zone. Because if the policeman would have walked towards his comfort zone, that would have been a threatening behavior. So he's sitting down, he's very careful that he's not moving into the man's comfort zone, but letting the man walk into the police officer's comfort zone instead. That makes the situation way more relaxed. This is called horizontal positional shifts in a presentation. And now an amplifying posture again, and he opens his arms, showing that he is a non-threatening individual. He walks over to the man, and wow, what can you say? Throws off the knife. The man broke down in tears and apologized. The policeman is laughing and smiling. Still in such a control over the situation. Tells his colleagues to not come too close because he's built the trust with the man. The thing is with a hug is that it increases oxytocin and thereby reducing cortisol, making the man more relaxed and less stressed, giving his brain capacity back. Such a beautiful human interaction. Oh my God, this has made me cry so many times. So what can you learn from this? You can learn 2 core super important things. Number 1, act in the same behavior as the policeman did. This will make your opponent or the other person that you're talking to, that will make them relaxed, inviting them into a non-threatening situation, and your discussion will be so much better. The second thing you can learn from this, you have something called a somatic feedback response system. And that means that what you do with your hands and your arms will be a replication of how your brain behaves. So what's common in this situation is that you go short breaths, you fold your arms, you stand stable, your facial expressions show what you're feeling. If the policeman would have done that, his brain would have collapsed as well. He wouldn't have had any intellectual capacity to figure out how to handle this situation. He activates his somatic feedback response system by just sitting down relaxed, being relaxed, and what his brain is going then is going like, whoa, there's a man with a knife, should we be scared? What shall I do? But every single thing that he's doing with his body signals to his brain that we shouldn't be scared and everything's cool. So that means that his cortisol levels will not go up in peak and he will have his intellectual capacity left. So there, that's the 2 core things that you can take with you from this. Using those will make a tremendous difference in your argumentations and discussions and in your public speaking skills. This is a beautiful act of a human behavior and communication. So I think it's time to end this off with a hug to you and oxytocin. I simply can't understand. How could you do? What were you thinking? It's insane, beyond comprehension. I know, but it's, it was Sunday and everything. I couldn't help it. Oh my God, you drive me insane. But the thing is this, you should have done it Saturday. I know, but Saturday it's not the day, is it? It's supposed to be the Sunday.